Well, we had the worst rain yesterday. It was thunderstorms, lightning, absolutely driving rain. So this is the fingers crossed moment. Oh yes, we're dry. That is a massive relief. It just shows that everything that's been repaired has worked, so I'm over the moon about that. Hello, well I'm back from another lovely day walking around the South Ormsby estate. It's beautiful sunshine, and obviously after that little bit of excitement and finding everywhere dry this morning, it really set me up for the day. I'm just going to go back to March 2021, the time of rain and sleet and everything else and hailstones, and talk about the next stage of the bill, really, the bits that I could do and I could get involved. So we've got the subfloors in, I've got a safe space to work off now, and I said, yeah, of course I'll put the insulation in the roof, not a problem. Little did I know. If I'm honest, I was a tiny bit worried about starting the insulation, so I decided to procrastinate and do the beams first that were above the two openings either end. I actually said it was a bit like getting her eyebrows dyed. I know the women will get this one. Sanded the wood, put a bit of wood hardener on, and then thought, oh, I'm not sure what to use, the paint coverage, whether it should be paint or what it should. So I rang Phil up at P&R Decorator Centres and asked for a recommendation. And I love the fact that in my phone call I'm just like, Phil, what's the best to put on a bit of old barn wood? And he instantly knew what I wanted and recommended the saddling again, and it just covered so beautifully. I spent quite a bit of time on top of my little plank there, wandering up and down, trying not to fall off. Not great with height, so that's why I think I was building myself up ready for the insulation. But eventually, just painting those black really lifted the look of the property. And again, once then the lead was put on, which was done later, that was done nearly a year and a half later, it just made a whole difference to the face of the building. I was on my best behaviour financially wise at the time, trying to be really frugal, but when I saw this, I had to have it. It's actually an old mould, but with the name being Shire's Rest, I just couldn't resist it. And I know that it's either going to be used as a nameplate or it'll go somewhere in the house eventually. No more procrastinating. I tried getting up there on a ladder and it just terrified me. So once again, I've got all my insulation stacked up and I'm using it as a platform to work off. You can see my great big step ladder at the side. Mother's Day came along and I was still putting in insulation. This is what my son sent me and it still makes me smile looking at it now. I always say he's my favourite son, but that's because he's my only son. So yeah, carrying on with the insulation every day. It was such a job. Whilst fitting the insulation, I came across these wooden pegs really up high and I've no idea what they were used for or why the beautifully carved letters are on the back. But I am going to give them a light clean and a wax, and I'm going to use them as the coat pegs in the new hallway because I really think they deserve to go back into the property again. But yeah, beautiful script on the back of them, but no idea what that would have been originally unless it was a practice piece for an apprentice. One thing I did learn while doing the installation was, apart from the most awful dust it creates, is that I'm not very good at sawing a straight line, but that actually didn't really matter because none of those openings were the same size. I thought I was going to be able to measure one, cut everything the same, and they'd all fit in. Every single one was a different size, often tapering at one end as well. So gosh, what a challenge for somebody that had never picked a saw up in her life before. As more insulation went in, obviously my insulation working platform was disappearing fast. And thankfully, a lovely chap in the village who's a plasterer, Matthew, lent me a tower scaffold. He obviously took pity on me. And though I'll be honest, I don't feel as safe on a tower scaffold as I did on those lovely broad planks. It enabled me to carry on with the work and keep going. I'm not really a selfie fan, but I remember taking this picture, and on that day I can honestly describe myself as broken. That's the only way. I had done 9 days solid in a row on my own, putting insulation in, so it called for some medicine. This was my medicine that night. I actually sat on the insulation in the freezing cold having a drink, just so relieved, but actually I was really proud of myself. But I never ever want to do it ever again.